welcome to Yorkshire Voice today on Wednesday the 16th of May. I'm Melissa Zinzi.
And I'm Ian Molyneux.
Breaking news this afternoon, yet another change of railway ownership by Virgin's East Coast Line.
Transport Secretary Chris Grayling has announced he's pulling the plug on the service. The line is to be brought under government control.
This comes only after 4 years Virgin and Stagecoach bought the company from government. Our reporter Alex Smith has been following the developments.
So, Alex, what is the government line on this?
Well, the Transport Secretary said that the line will be brought back under public control, and he said that this is a decision that he's spent several months analysing to make sure that it is the correct decision.
Okay, and what kind of reaction did this announcement receive?
Well, Labour MP for Leeds Central, Hilary Benn, has called on Grayling to clarify whether this constitutes a full renationalisation of the line. The Transport Secretary did say that the operator of the line was the last resort as a public service, but he did admit that the government will be spending the next couple of years trying to redevelop the line for any potential future purchases. This is the third time in the last decade that the line has been renationalised, and obviously that's provided ammunition for critics of the Tory model, namely Labour MPs and union officials, to say that this is just another failed example of Tory privatisation.
And what kind of changes are to be expected?
For now, this is all up in the air. Last time the line was renationalised, it was just a case of a new lick of paint for the carriages, so hopefully the impact will be minimal to any kind of commuters.
Okay, thanks, Alex.
Thanks very much, Alex.
New crime figures for West Yorkshire have revealed that although crime rates are going up, criminal charges are going down.
There has been an increase on the number of crimes throughout England and Wales, according to Police UK.
Here in Leeds, the number of reported burglaries in January this year was 58, up from 49 the previous January, but the number of criminal charges dropped by 3%.
Crimes of violence and sexual offences went up to 211 to 304, with theft being the only crime to fall from 32 to 29.
We've been asking people what could be done to make them feel safer.
I think we should see more police on the streets, walking about instead of just flying up in cars.
It's kind of a tough question. I mean, they're doing quite a lot. I guess it's just more like publicity and asking more for the public's help on things. I think that would help.
What they could do is they could get involved more with the community to keep an eye on the people in the areas, make sure that they're happy enough that they don't need to be going out and causing crimes, I suppose.
They need to be visible, sort of old-fashioned bobbies on the beat. But not that I think that it's a solution per se, but I think it will be a disincentive to potential criminals.
Now, some news in brief, and we are hearing this afternoon that former England and Huddersfield Town player Ray Wilson has died.
The 86-year-old has revealed he was battling Alzheimer's 2 years ago.
He will be remembered for his part in the 1966 World Cup winning squad and for his long career at Town and Everton.
Bean workers in Kirklees have confirmed they're to go on strike at the beginning of June. The workers say they're taking action due to bullying by management, not getting their holidays and problems with taking days off in lieu. Both sides were meeting today in a bid to avert the week-long strike action. People in Huddersfield may have noticed a change in one of Yorkshire's famous landmarks this week. The Emley Moor mast no longer stands alone because a temporary mast is being erected in shadow of the original tower so that maintenance work can be carried out. The tower is the largest freestanding structure in Britain, house broadcasting equipment to allow us to receive our television signals. Now celebrations have been taking place to mark the 75th anniversary of the iconic Dam Busters mission.
Yes, the raid was hailed at the time as a significant turning point in World War II. Sergeant Charles Brennan, who lived in Horsforth, was part of the mission.
Sadly, he died during that mission, but he's honoured at the town cenotaph. Niall Hunt has had long-held interest in dam busters and spoke to Yorkshire Voice about Sergeant Brennan's role in the historic mission.
I was once a Horsforth Town Councillor, and it was as a Horsforth Town Councillor I first found out that Charles Brennan was on the Horsforth War Memorial and that he was a dam buster. I've always been interested in the dam busters ever since I was a very small boy and watched the film. The last words in the film are, "I have some letters to write," letters to the families of the 53 men that never came back from the mission. And Charles is one of those men. Actually born in Canada, didn't come to England till he was 12 years old, and I know he lived in this area. I have bumped into some people that knew him. One lady in particular who remembered him well as a very tall, very dashing young man that I think she took a bit of a shine to. But when they formed 617 Squadron that became the Dam Busters, out of the best of everything that Bomber Command had to offer, Hopgood clearly sought out Charles Brennan to be his flight engineer. And the plane he flew on for the Dam Busters raids was M for Mother, with Hopgood as the pilot. And that plane was actually hit by flak on the way out to the dams. One of its engines was damaged and was flying on low power, and Hopgood himself was injured and was bleeding from the head. And Charles Brennan spent quite a lot of the time on the way out there mopping the blood from Hopgood's head so that he could see where he was flying, and keeping the plane in the air with a damaged engine. Possibly because of that, their bomb didn't hit the dam, bounced over the dam and exploded under the aircraft, which wasn't able to climb as rapidly as it should have done, and that gave the aircraft a fatal blow. So it was one of the first to lose his life actually at the dams on the day of Operation Chastise.
Now our next guest is a remarkable woman.
Geraldine Foley is the North School Volunteer of the Year for the NSPCC, and she's here now. So congratulations, Geraldine.
Thank you very much.
Could you just tell us about what you actually did to win this award?
Well, I visit schools all around North Yorkshire, delivering assemblies and workshops, all linked to safeguarding, giving children information on who to speak to if they're ever worried or concerned about anything in their life, and also information on Childline.
Okay, so you brought your friend with you today.
Yes, this is our school service mascot, Buddy, and he is a speech bubble to represent speaking out and staying safe.
Wonderful. So you work obviously a lot with school children. What would you say to children that are kind of perhaps struggling? What advice would you give to them?
Just speak out to trusted adults. For the younger children, we refer to them as grown-ups. Speak to a grown-up and they give us suggestions which grown-ups they can speak to at home or in school. And with the older children, you know, again, it's speaking to these trusted adults. It might not be a parent or a carer, it might be a teacher or somebody else that they know and trust that will help them if they're worried.
And it's all voluntary what you do?
All voluntary, yes, yeah.
I'm sure helping the children keeps you motivated in itself.
Definitely. It's good to spread the word. Children don't always realise that they can speak out, and that for them that there is always somebody there, be it Childline, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Someone's there.
Well, that's really good. So are you excited to go and pick up the award in London?
Yeah, surprised, yeah. There's lots of other people, I'm sure, do as much, if not more. But yeah, honoured and very pleased, yes.
So after this, what are the plans for the future?
Keep doing what I'm doing.
And for you personally, what does it mean to actually kind of win this award and recognition?
Well, it is nice to be recognised for what you do, but I don't feel I do it for the recognition. I do it because it's as much for me as it is for others.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all for us on today's show. See you next week.